What's up, guys? Super excited about this video. We're making something a little out of the ordinary. A lot of you might not have heard of this. This is something that is very easy to make keto, super flavorful, great change up from the, like the classically heavy keto meals like bacon and eggs and hamburgers and all that stuff. This is nice, light, fresh, refreshing, and it's also super fashionable and hip, so you can impress your friends. You can be like, I made a poke bowl last night. That's what we're making, poke bowls. I think that's how you pronounce it. Poke? So what we have here is a tuna steak. Pretty good quality. I'll go into the quality in a minute here. And we have a salmon fillet. So what we got here is, these are both wild caught from Trader Joe's, frozen. And we're comfortable eating these raw. A lot of people like to get sushi grade when they eat things raw, which is totally valid. What you don't want to do, in my opinion, is go to your local grocery store and get the fresh seafood and eat it raw, because the fresh seafood is simply frozen seafood that has been defrosted at the store, and who knows how long it's been sitting out. So I think getting a wild caught frozen is a better route to go. What we are going to do here is make a little marinade, and we're going to put them in the fridge for 2 hours. You can go longer than that though. I like to go light with the salmon, and I like to go a little longer with the tuna since it's harder to penetrate and get the flavor in there. I would probably go like 4 to 6 hours with the tuna. First, we are going to cut up our fillets, and you want to make sure the salmon doesn't have any bones in it. You also want to get a salmon with the skin off. We had to take the skin off ourselves. And if you're wondering how we got the skin off with such precision, we used these Kamikoto Japanese knives. Check those out. Kamikoto, this company, they sent us these knives to use in a recipe video, and we decided to make poke bowls. And we've never used like actual good knives before, So like we're used to the Guy Fieri $12 Amazon special, but I mean, this is just a crazy world of difference when you have some Japanese steel like this. So here we go. We're gonna cut. I like to go about an inch or so. Look at the cuts with this knife, man. I love this. I'm going to link them below, their website. So if you guys are kind of unfamiliar with salmon and tuna, consuming it raw, I would say salmon is probably more beginner friendly. It's just more tasty. Overall, it's a little bit milder. It takes on the flavorings a lot better. Tuna is more like protein. It's more hard to penetrate with the seasonings, with the marinade. If you're just starting out and you want to try a poke bowl, I'd say go with salmon. But really, it's up to you. Both are great. Tuna, I'm going to go slightly smaller. This is just my preference. It's the marinade has a really hard time getting into the tuna. Okay, now we're going to make the marinades. They're pretty basic. We're going to do similar. We're just going to change one ingredient in each. For one of them, we are going to use chili garlic sauce. And for one, we're going to use sriracha. We're going to use liquid aminos, coconut aminos. These are basically the same as soy sauce, except they're not soy-based. You can use soy sauce. We use soy sauce all the time. It's not a big deal to us. Some people want to stay away from soy, though. You can also use tamari. It's gluten-free soy sauce. So soy sauce is the major ingredient. We are going to do 2 tablespoons in each marinade. This is a teaspoon measurement thing, so it's going to take me a minute. Then we are going to do 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and I'm also a big sesame oil fan. You can do half a teaspoon of sesame oil if you're not. It's a very strong flavor. If you don't have sesame oil really is hard to replace, but you can try replacing it with maybe some olive oil. I'd recommend getting sesame oil for this though. Then we're going to do a teaspoon of rice wine vinegar. This adds the nice acid to it. You can do some lime juice if you don't have rice wine vinegar. Sriracha time. What team are you guys on? Team sriracha or team garlic chili paste? What team are you on, Mega?
Garlic chili paste.
I think same. I'm probably on team garlic chili paste. This stuff's good. This is a garlic chili paste. You can get this from really any Asian grocery store, pretty much any American grocery store too, in the ethnic food section. Then here's an optional part. We're gonna use stevia drops in this. You want a little subtle sweetness in your poke bowl. I'm gonna do 1 drop in each. You can do a little more, or you can do none. Actually, I'm gonna do 2 drops in this one. See the difference. Now just mix these together. We're gonna go tuna in the chili garlic sauce version and salmon in the other version. Sriracha. I like to just mix them by hand to make sure you really coat them up. Coat that, coat that, coat that. Oh, baby. I just love the smell of like raw fish and Asian flavorings. Is there anything better? Now we're just gonna put some plastic wrap on top and throw it in the fridge for 2 hours up to a day. I would say go longer on the tuna. 2 hours is a pretty good time for the salmon though. And we'll be back when it's done and we'll plate the final dish. And we're back. It's been 2 hours and these are looking delicious. So now what we're gonna do, this part is, you can kind of add whatever you like really, but what we're gonna go with is some cabbage for the base instead of rice. A lot of poke bowls will use rice. We're gonna use cabbage. Now what I like to do is add just a tad bit of sesame oil and rice wine vinegar to the cabbage because it's a little bland if you don't add a little something to it. Then just give that a quick toss. So I'm gonna go with some cucumber on one side, thinly sliced. Now we have a half an avocado on each, and I'm not very good at fanning out the avocado, but let's see what we can do here. Not terrible. Okay guys, now we are going to put the fish on. What I like to do is just get in there with your hands. Make sure you leave a lot of the excess liquid out. I like to just plop it all in there. Oh yeah. Now you have to have the sesame seeds, preferably the tuxedo sesame seeds, black and white. I go pretty hard with sesame seeds, I like them a lot. Now for the tuna, we're gonna throw a little crushed peanut on top. Not necessary, but I like it. It's really good if you toast it a little too. And then here we have this dry roasted seaweed, which is a really good garnish for poke bowls. And it's super low carb too. It's 10 calories per sheet, 1 gram of carb. Just fold it a bunch of times and then just give it a nice fine chop. I'm gonna put a little on the salmon. One last thing is some green onions. Just put some green onions on top. Makes it look nice, tastes good. That's 2 poke bowls, guys. Super keto friendly. Recipes in the description, in the blog post. Check them out. Subscribe to our channel if you want more amazing poke bowls. We're gonna get pictures of these real quick and then I'll come back and try them. Time to taste test. I like the salmon better. I'll let you guys know that. We made these yesterday for a test recipe. But let me see with the peanuts. Just like really good, almost like sushi taste. When you combine the seaweed in there too, it's really close to sushi. This is like if you guys are missing sushi, I would recommend giving this a try. And the salmon, this is my favorite right here. This is my jam. Salmon's where it's at though, in my opinion. I really like it. But I do like the addition of the peanuts a lot too. Adds a nice crunch. If you don't want to use peanuts, you can use any type of nuts. A lot of people use macadamia nuts, which, you know, is the best nut of all time. It just costs you an arm and a leg. Give these a try, guys. If you're not familiar with these, I'd really encourage you to make them. Really, the biggest pain point of these is finding a good source for the fish. Like we talked about earlier, anything wild caught, frozen, I'm comfortable using it, but if you can get sushi grade, obviously much preferred. Give these a try though. Can't recommend them enough. Thanks guys, subscribe to the channel. We got recipes like this all the time. Check out our other recipes. Thanks for the love.